Okay, Jeff. Let's say that I am a new homeowner or a new investment homeowner. And I'm like, I really don't know what to do. I don't know who to call, what to expect. And then I blunder into you.
Okay.
Educate me. Tell me what I want as an investor.
Okay. So, as an investor, one thing you want to always do when you're searching around for property managers is ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
Not all property managers are the same. We even have a blog on our website that goes over that questions you want to ask. And some of the major things that seem obvious, but doesn't actually happen a lot, is there needs to be a process in place to make sure the lease is being enforced. Late fees, rent being paid on time, the property being taken care of. So the lease needs to be enforced, and maintenance needs to be taken care of properly and quickly. There needs to be a fast response to that. So your property management company should have a good network of people that they can call on and resources to handle those things. And another really important aspect is legal resources. We never want to go there. Of course, we always hope that we don't. But even if you don't, it's a good safety net to give yourself confidence to know that you're doing things properly.
Yeah. Now let's change me from being a homeowner to being a dud of a renter. I move in, and I would rather feed my meth habit than pay my rent. How difficult is it to get me out?
In Utah, luckily, it's not that difficult if we can show that the lease is being violated or laws are being broken. At the most, it would probably take 5 weeks.
Okay.
But there's always individual circumstances. But generally, it's even faster than that. A lot of times we can deliver the complier vacate notice or the payer vacate notice, and that gives them 3 days to get an order. And if they haven't, we turn it over to the attorney. The attorney begins the eviction process. And then at that point, about 4 or 5 weeks down the road, if the tenant hasn't just left at that point, which usually that's what happens, but if they haven't left, then we have a court date. And we go into court, and if the tenant shows up, the tenant can plead their case. If they don't, and even either way, if it's pretty obvious the tenant's violating the lease, the judge most likely will just rule that they need to move and be gone, and then we can then we can lock them out. We can do what we need to, and proceed from there to clean up the mess or whatever the circumstance is.
Yeah. Okay. Have you? I'm going to answer this question before I let you answer it. My question is, have you ever run into a meth house? My answer is yes, you have. And but because I was in the business of meth remediation, and I know how many homes are contaminated that you would never know. And every realtor, if you're a realtor, if you've been in the business for any amount of time, you've been in a meth home too. So now let me ask you that question. What's your experience?
Thankfully, my experience with meth is pretty low. I manage a lot of properties, and like I said, been in the business for years, and I've never run into a case that this is obviously a meth house. And like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if a test was run, they would come back with some readings that there was some meth contamination. Like you said, it's probably out there more than we even know.
Yeah. I think in the next segment we'll talk about inspections and what that variety of customer service means. And we'll be back.